Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Pulse Money Market Update, number 199 for Monday, the 13th of October, 2025. As always, you are very welcome here, but just remember that you're always responsible for your own trading decisions. So this is Jefferies, okay, Jefferies Financial Group. Why are these of interest to us? Well, they're the ones who've been linked to there's been a collapse of, I think it's called First Brands. They were like, First Brands, they're kind of like another version of Halfords. You've heard me talk about AutoZone in the US. First Brands was a company that had basically involved in automobile in terms of basically souping up your car or buying stuff, etc. And very they had gone through a sort of a rather aggressive expansion, and invariably, as the kind of, let's say, as the cost of living, as interest rates, etc., as a whole host of other elements have kicked in, so has caused problem for First Brands, and we saw them go into Chapter 11 last week. But invariably, a lot of their funding came through Jefferies and a whole host of other banks. And I think what this is I think this is a tip of the iceberg moment. Personally, all right. I think that when we also see some of the data come out of some of those kind of subprime car loan companies that are also going belly up, I think we're going to sort of see that there's something rotten in the state of Denmark, and by that I mean kind of subprime loans, etc., or a version of them. All right. So we will wait and see. But ultimately, all I'm interested in is, right, where's the opportunity? Well, as you can see, Jefferies here, okay, like pretty much a lot of the financial companies we're going to look at today, had been doing pretty well, had been in a really nice uptrend, okay, pulling back to its 20-period moving average and bouncing off it really nicely, okay, working its way up. But interestingly, up to $80, big round number. And then what happened here, we printed, that's a bearish engulfing candle, it's a bearish key reversal candle. Then what happens is a couple of weeks later, bang, all right, okay, as we come into the start of the year, we get another big bearish engulfing candle, bearish key reversal, all right, at a big round number, two of them. All is not good there. And as we can see, once we broke that 20-period moving average, which we hadn't done for a good while, for a good couple of years, you can see basically we dropped what supported us, 200-period moving average, and we clawed our way back up above $50. But then, as you can see over the last week or two, clearly as the sort of First Brands went in, and as actually people start to look at where's the collateral damage, well, clearly Jefferies was facing it, and you can see it's dropped from $70 to just a nudge above 50 there. What we've seen over the last couple of days, of course, is like the CEO and lots of the kind of at the board at Jefferies coming out saying, oh, yeah, well, actually, yes, we are exposed, but it's not going to be that much, maybe 40, 50 million at most. Perhaps, maybe, we'll see. But then, you would expect the board to come out. They're not going to come out and say, oh, Jesus, we've screwed this. Then, they're going to come out and sort of try it and, calm the fires, aren't they? So, but the ultimate thing is, the price is the price. Look at that over the last couple of weeks. You've dropped from 70 to 50. 50 is clearly, I think, like a line in the sand. And what you're looking at is, will there be contagion? Will there be a run on this stock? Will basically just complete, risk sentiment, especially with what's going on in terms of financials, earnings this week, and the events of Friday. Is this enough to basically just, pump or dump rather Jefferies through 50 and beyond? So this is definitely on my watch list. Okay, and I'll be interested to see how it pivots around 50. Does it hold as support, or does it go through it like a knife through butter down to 45 at the 200? So yeah, I think that, as I said, I think it's the tip of the iceberg for the story for all of that kind of automobiles in the US. So watch this space.